boppity boop. Do 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 do. Bum, bum, mm-hmm. Oh, so heavy. Yeah. Ba 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 ba. Bum 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 bum. Let's not blow into the trash cans. It's just going to make a bigger mess. Just do this. Anybody who's watching this back right about now, what we're going to do is we're going to get the black walnut panels milled. Pardon the ticking, it's my heater. Mother Nature has decided that it needs to be cold again, so we got to deal with it. So I got to mill these black walnut boards down. That is far too much. Because these are so big, so wide, and it's such a dense wood, I have to take very light passes. This machine is very good, but it does not like aggressive big cuts. So it is what it is. I need to have my mask on for this because it's black walnut. So we need to drop down about 1/4 of an inch to go from 3/4 to 1/2 inch. So we're going to mill this side of this one. This one we're going to flip back and forth to get our way down. But
Yes.
alright. I'm going to mute the stream while I'm running the planer, just because it is extremely aggressive and loud. Once I get the planing done, I'll get the stream back up. But look at our board, make sure we're not going to cut across the green anywhere. Try to avoid tear out on this as much as possible. Drink, get my mask on, and get to work. Get my fan turned on. Alright, I'll be back with you guys here in just a few minutes. I'm going to mute it so you guys don't have to listen to the planer. All right. Sorry. Apparently, my screen decided it was going to collect all of the dust. Hey guys, thanks for coming in, everyone. I appreciate it. That should be the end of the planer. Why is it so quiet anyway? Check the poll. Look at that. 73% say nah. Get fucked. I like it. What's up, Turner? Cleveland? Mark? Amy Joe? James, how you doing, guys? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I'll let this fan do its thing here. Clean out this air a little bit. Alright, but we should be done with the planer. I was going to go to a 1/2 inch, but I thought better of it while I was doing it and decided to go with 5/8. It'll give me a little bit of depth, but not anything crazy. And depending on how I do the cutting, I may make the inside flush and not have a lip there, and then the outside be the one that has the reveal, the little drop off. Okay. So we're gonna see. We're gonna play that by ear as we go. But here's our piece, or pieces. We got 2 of them. These I'll have to fill in some of these little inclusions, but that's fine. I can do that after they're down to pieces. There's a lot of black walnut on my floor right now. So I'm gonna get this swept into a pile, and then we're gonna break out the chop saw, and that should be the last of the really loud and annoying bits tonight, aside from the router. But 'tis what it is. And based on the poll at the present moment, I'm not going to be muting the stream. So another 45 on that pipe won't fly out of the can. You know, well, that's going to be, well, I'm going to have to do something with it until the weather warms up and I can cut a hole in my building. But that's not a half bad idea. I do have some more of that pipe down underneath my back deck. I think it was from a previous guy who owned my house. He had a wood shop in the basement. And at some point, somebody ripped it all out and just threw it under the deck. So there's PVC pipe, there's gates, there's all kinds of stuff. But it probably would do better to have that stuff so I could do less cleanup. At least till I get a hole cut in my building. And the bin made outside. But yeah, Mark, thanks for that. That's not a bad idea. Another bend is going to slow down that airflow, which is going to be much better. Now, I did look online. One of the things that you can do, wow, that blue chips everywhere, didn't it? One of the things you can do is those the cyclones, because that has a blower on it. You can put it on a cyclone, and the cyclone will drop out the dust and stuff, most of it, I guess, from what I read online. don't know if it would work. I do want to get a cyclone for outside to drop off into the box, because then I'm going to have return air coming into the shop, and I want that to be as minimal dust as possible. But we're going to let that fan run for a few minutes so we can clean up this stuff floating around in here. All right. Get the chop saw set up anyway. You know what? This would probably be better to do on the table saw, since I have the sled. It'd probably make more sense, wouldn't it? Probably a better idea. That's probably a much better idea. Much more gooder. Man, I got black walnut dust all the way over there when I was pointing this way. Yeah, much more control. Yes, sir. Yeah, not quite as loud. At least I don't think it's quite as loud. Let's make sure that my table saw sled is still at least close to 90. I dropped it a couple of times. God damn. Pretty dang close. Couple thousandths off. Nothing that's going to ultimately matter in this application. So we don't need the blade to be sticking out that far. That's good enough. Let's see, what do I need these at? I can put a stop block on here. I think I need 5-inch. Uh, 4.5, and I need 2, 4, 6, 12 of them. 4.5, and I need 12 of them. So we'll make them just a hair bigger than 4.5. And I'll clamp a block right there. That way, let's drop this stuff down. Oh, look at that. There's a block. Now let's use a black walnut block. That'll probably work out pretty good. Pretty good. Go. She shouldn't go nowhere. So, how's everyone's, what the hell is it, Tuesday? How's everyone's Tuesday going? You guys over here. Managed to pop into a few lives today at work. You guys over here so you can still see me. I'm not going to be able to see you because I'm blind, but so we're going to take this one from this side. Make sure 9, 18, 27, and then we'll cut an extra. Make sure I got enough on this one. 18, 27. I won't be able to make an extra out of that one, but that's okay. This one I cut a little bigger because of this area that we fixed the other day. All right, guys. I'm going to knock out some cuts here, and I'll get back to you guys here in a few minutes. go. All right. Alright guys, that should be all of the super loud equipment. Super annoying loud equipment. We will break out the chop saw, the chop to flatten the legs and stuff. But we can do that later on. Right now, we're going to move this to the back. This dust clear out a little bit. Break out the router tape. Start getting that set up. So, what we're going to do is on these pieces here, right down the center here from end to end. Hopefully, they are all straight. Hopefully. We'll find out soon, right quick and in a hurry. But from end to end, we're going to route a groove through here. Okay, so we're going to have to do it. Excuse me. We're going to have to do it in multiple passes and going a little deeper every time. Okay? Because if we just try to hog out a half-inch deep rabbit through the middle of this all at once, things can go squirrely real fast. And we're going to, we want to try not to have any blowout on the edges, the little bits that are going to be left. So, we're going to do our best to not ruin things. And then we will make our tongues on the bottom of our maple pieces to match that groove. Then we'll make tongues on our black walnut pieces to match that groove. And for the maple piece, because this is going to slot into top, bottom, and maple, this edge is going to be open. Well, that's where the two black walnut pieces will be, and I haven't decided what design I'm going to put there yet. But there will be a cutout there. Man, those legs are beautiful. Gorgeous set of games. Man, it's funny. Try to sweep my pile up here a little bit. We're going to be making one hell of a mess with the router. And it may be beneficial for me to hook up my little shop vac to the router. Oh, sorry, my chat froze. Two Turner lives so far today. Nice. I did pop in on one of them and I gave a thumbs up, but I was busy and I couldn't do much. I also popped in on one of Max's and dropped her a thumbs up. Time to do some sketchy shit. Do da do. Hi James, how you doing? All right, so let's get the router table out. Start getting that set up. You can tell that I don't use this very often. Kind of gets buried over here. Becomes a catch-all for just everything. If there is a flat surface, it must be occupied. Some of my bags that I used to cover all of my stuff with. I always worried that the roof was going to leak. But no such need. Alright, how are we going to do this? Let's do it this way. We're gonna clamp our router on this side of the table, so that way it doesn't go away. Make you guys a little taller here while I'm getting set up. And I think we will throw the shop back on here. Do a little bit of collecting. Hopefully it collects the majority of it. We shall see. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any fingerboards or feather boards, whichever you want to call them, which are these, that are long enough. I don't think it will be long enough. We will find out here in a minute. We're going to have to be up, I don't know, probably about there. That's as far as my feather board goes out. Yeah, they're not going to be long enough. But, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. I can manage to handle this. This won't be that bad. As long as I keep it flat against the fence. And I'm only taking little bites at a time, so it'll be fun. It'll definitely be multiple passes. So, let's get the router clamped down so we don't have to worry about it walking around. My chat freeze again, or you guys just super quiet? You guys are just super quiet. All right. Oh, we're gonna throw a clamp on the front here too, because I don't want it moving around. Good. It's good. Alright. Get rid of this fingerboard. It's just going to be in my way. Featherboard, fingerboard, whatever you want to call it. I need this. I need my fancy router bit. So, we are going to have to do a little bit of measuring here, but I think that I want a 3/8 rabbit. Mortise, whatever you want to call it. 3/8 will be very close, but I think it will be doable. The alternative is a 1/4 inch, and I think that's just too small. Yeah, I think a 1/4 inch is just going to be too small. I'm going to go with a 3/8. Alright. So, we got an hour to start getting some cutting done. I'm going to clean my blade here. Or at least get this set up that we can, because obviously I'm not going to run my pieces across it right first thing, right? I need to set the machine up. Hey Matthew, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. Cleaning some nonsense off my blade. That should be good. Nice and sharp. So let's see what the poll says. 14 of you say, about 7% of you, I'm guessing that's one, says what? 21% says yes, 71% says no. So it looks like we won't be muting the stream in the future. I know it doesn't, people that scroll in and come in while I'm running machinery, they generally don't stick around, but you know what? Those people obviously don't run equipment in their own shop. So open your new fishing rod and reel. Nice. What kind of rod and reel did you get? I say that like I know brands. Let's pretend that I'm educated here. I don't know shit about fishing brands. I just grab whatever I like. If it looks good and it suits my needs for whatever action that I'm looking for and size, then I'm usually just going to go with it. Shakespeare? I got so many Shakespeare rods, it's not even funny. I think Shakespeare's really good rods. But, you know, I don't have any $1,000 fishing rods, so maybe I'm just not educated on them. Alright. Let's get this foot in here. You have to dress in all pink and fish with all pink lures? Alright. Alright. So, like I said, we're going to take small passes. Alright, so. Do. Oh. I don't think I have any scrap that is this thickness. No. Well, for sure I have some cutoffs that are that thickness, but it's okay. We can, oh! Excuse me. I do. So, we need this thing to be in the center of our set. So let's get this set up, just a rough set. Come on, you goofy. Alright, so obviously 2 foot forward. Probably be somewhere around there. Probably. Still gonna get the shop vac out, put the shop vac on here so I can clean up some of these chips. So I'm not entirely sure the shop vac's gonna do anything if I don't put a little dust collector shield on the bottom. If I can find it here. It's around here somewhere. It's around here somewhere. Gotta move you guys. You're in my way. It's around here somewhere. Just had it the other day. Well, for sure I put it back under there. That's where it goes. Eggplant. Excuse me. Still here, guys. Was trying to find the dust shield for the bottom of the router. So that I can hook my shop vac up to that. It appears it's just not in the cards. For me to not make a disastrous mess. Huh. Man, the one time I try to be clean and make less of a mess, Can't even do it. Well, all right. Here's what we'll do. Oh, I moved my thing. We'll put the shop vac under here and we'll just zip tie the hose there. It won't catch it all, but it'll catch some of it. It'll be fine. It will be okay. Look, rain. Switch hoses. I really want to know where I did with my thing now. Yeah, we'll just zip tie this thing up in here. It'll be fun. It won't catch it all, but it'll catch a good portion of it. Nuts. Huh, it is what it is. I'm used to cleaning up after myself. Alright. So, grab the shop vac. Sorry guys, you're going to have to listen to a router and a shop vac going, but this shop vac's not terribly loud. Oh, turn that on. Yeah, we'll put a zip tie in there. I should be able to hold that up. Put a zip tie in. I should catch the majority of it. Zip tie nation. Not usually this janky, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. There we go. We'll see how that works out. Alright, before I put power to this, we got to do some measuring. Gotta get our router set up, or at least rough set. So let's do this. Find my center line. pencil. Hey Tom, how you doing, bud? Thanks for popping in, man. I'm not doing too bad. There's pretty close. That's my center. So then 3/8 off of that. There, and there. So if I set this to here, that should get me, carry these lines up. Get it roughly eyeballed here. Be right about there. That should be roughly eyeballed, which means we're going to see how that works out. We're going to give that a test cut. See if that is centered or not. One of these. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I forgot that this will turn the shop vac on and off. If I plug this thing into it. Sure, cord's not going to get nipped. Because it was going to happen. Beautiful. You think of when you hear Indian spiritual leader, crystal skulls, and a cursed pyramid. Grass. I think of the Bass Pro Pyramid. What's up, Alan? See if we can't give you guys a decent view. Thanks for coming, buddy. I appreciate it. Also, hey, Grass, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Sure I didn't move remove that. Alright, let's give this a shot. We're going to run a test pass and see if we are good. And if we're not, we'll find out real quick. We are not. I need to move the fence out. Just a nudge. Just a nudge. So, pull that key out so I can't accidentally turn this thing on. Caught my shirt or something, lose a finger. So, theoretically, be able to move it out half this distance. Now, once we get close, if I really want it to be centered, I can just turn the piece around and go the other, put this face against instead of the other face, and then it'll be centered. But we're shooting for a 3/8 inch tongue and groove. And I want it to be as close to centered as possible. Alright, let's give this another shot. Where's my key? There it is. Mark P. Barely a smidget, yep. There's a tape measure I seen that has measurements in sea hairs. And I'm thinking that I need to get one of them. That is pretty goddamn close, if I do say so myself. Let's take us a measurement here. That should be about 1/8 of an inch on each side. If I can get this thing to cooperate. Yeah. Okay. Son of a biscuit! Would you just look at it? Take a screenshot and measure it. I'm pretty sure that is damn near centered. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it is close enough for government work. Still sea hair off, but that's okay. We'll make sure all of the tongues are on the same size. It is just a hair, but not worth trying to fight with. And I mean a hair. So when we do all of the cutting, we will make sure that side is to one side or the other, on top and bottom. Okay. That will be the important bit, is making sure they match. And I think that little shot back is doing a thing. So that's pretty great. All right, now comes the fun bit of really hoping that these stretchers are perfectly straight. Because if they're not, we will know. Because that thing is going to follow, like the board is going to be hitting here and here, And if that thing, you know, if there's a bow in it, we're gonna know. So, let's make sure everything is locked in, nice and tight. We don't want nothing moving, because this is how we're going to run everything. Exactly, grass. A baby sea hair. Now, we have these so that they match top and bottom. You just need to see which side is which. In fact, I think, well, I should be able to look at my cut marks, which I believe are there. There. Yep. There she is. All right, let's mark that. We'll put a, and then let's make this one the bottom, this one the top. And we'll put this side out and this side in on the route. Alright, now, because I'm going to be adjusting this up, I wanted to get the same depth on all the pieces. So I'm going to run each piece through, and then I'll change my depth. Which side is which? Yep, exactly. So we're going to mark our other side. Get that one set up. Like this. Looks like that. Yep, that's the side I can see the curl pattern coming across. I think we got beautiful curl on both sides, to be honest. So mark. We'll make this one the top, this one the bottom. In, out. Okay. Looks like zebra stripes. Yep. That's that curl for you. I'm really hoping that I can highlight that curl without, I don't want to stain it. I want it to naturally darken over time. I think that will make a much more beautiful piece, but I do have to put a finish on it, so it will probably be something like maybe shellac, maybe tung oil. Tung oil takes a while to dry. I'd have to get pure tung oil. I don't have pure tung oil here. Pure tung oil is food safe, like food contact safe, and I imagine, you know, babies are a lot like dogs and they like to chew on things, so I imagine this top rail is going to have some teeth marks in it at some point. But then again, you only use a bassinet for like 6 months or so of a kid's life, and I don't know how fast the kids grow. How long does it take for a kid to stand up and fall out of something? Like 6 months? 8 months? Grass is still chewing on stuff that he shouldn't chew on, I'm sure. Mahogany finish? That's true. Ladies like it. We're going to set these pieces over here. As we work them, oh, you know what I should do? Is I should make sure that I mark them again so I don't mix them up. So we'll put a 1 and a 1 and a 2. And a 2. Okay. Now, I shouldn't mix them up, hopefully. I gotta tell you guys, I'm kind of stressing out right now because we are going to find out real quick if any one of these has worked or bowed. We're going to find out real fast. So, I'm really hoping not, but these are simple. I can make new ones. Dad joke incoming. What did the drummer name his twin girls? I don't know. And a 1 and a 2. That's pretty fun. I wish my fence was shorter so that I could properly hold on to these pieces. But all I really need to do is hold it tight to the fence and feed it. So we should be okay. And then we'll do the sanding and stuff and get everything cut down to size because obviously this is too long. So if we have a little blowout on the edge or on the ends, it's okay because these are far too long. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what happens. Can you guys see over there? Want me to move you a little bit? I'm gonna put you over here. Now it's gonna look at my back. Let's get the cord untangled here. Put you guys just straight up in my way. How's that? That be good, all right? I don't want you to see my face, just in case I cry. That should be pretty good, though, right? We'll go with that. All right, here we go. Well, first one is doing good. Just go to the hospital if you blow out your wood. I mean, yeah. All right. This side has to go in, and a little arrow down. Right? I didn't fuck this up already, did I? No. Okay. Woo. All right. We'll put the little arrow in. Doing good thus far. Thus far, that's one side. I don't know if that shop vac is doing a damn thing, but it makes noise, so. So far, 3 for 3. Arrow facing down, that side in. Hot diggity dog. All right. Now, we gotta up this a couple of notches. Try not to unplug everything. Oh, man. Oh, that way it was down. Balls. Right. Let's pull that. We're gonna go. Seems like a good number. A good distance. I'm gonna go there. We about doubled our distance that we cut the first time. So we're gonna try again. And then we're gonna see how deep the groove is. We don't really need to be that deep, but because our sides are so small. Now the overall panel isn't going to be that long either, so there won't be a ton of pressure against it. But because the shoulders here are going to be so small, I want to go a little deeper because I do want to glue I do have to glue the maple pieces in, so I want to make sure there's a good mechanical connection. Pretty good so far. I got to be honest. This here, and the cutting of the little dados that are going to go on the maple and the black walnut are the two pieces, the two cuts that I'm most concerned about. But everything else, it doesn't matter if I make a mistake. Like when I'm shaping panels, like if I'm shaping, if I make a mistake on the first panel, when I shape it, it doesn't matter because I will use that as a template for the next panel. And as long as it's not, crazy, I can work with it. But if we mess up the tongue and groove stuff here, and any of this stuff, we can go sideways in a hurry. So. 2 for 2. And I really don't think the shop vac is doing a damn thing right now. I think the shavings are shooting right down the chute here and blowing right out the end. Because I've got quite a pile of them over here. But, you know, maybe it's catching 1 or 2. I've also got a lot underneath the table. It is what it is. I tried. We're doing very good so far. Very fucking good so far. I'm super happy. Super duper happy. Last one, and then we'll decide if that's going to be the last pass or if I'm going to do another one. I may do another one. All right. Did we push our luck? I think we need another one. That's only, let's see how deep that is. I don't want it to come apart. I don't want to overdo it and weaken the sides. There's a happy medium between a good connection and going too far and causing another issue. And I don't want to. Whoops. I don't want to. I want to cross that line. And we're just under 1/4 of an inch. I think if we go to 1/4 inch, I think that'd probably be okay. Because then, you know, we're not going to weaken these too much. Plus, there'll be glue there. So these won't be completely unsupported the whole length. They'll have cross pieces in. So I think 1/4 inch will be good, or roundabouts 1/4 inch. A little heavy would be fine. So we're going to do it again. Yeah, we're going to do one more pass, I think. Famous last words. Whoops. Yeah. Let's look at where that puts us. We're going to go just a nudge more than that. think that will be perfect. I think. We're going to find out. Should we test it first? Should we do a test piece first? Let's do a test piece first. This is going to take a lot at once. So. Well, aside from me hitting this little lip here, I don't think that's going to be too terrible. Right? I don't think that'll be too bad. Let's see what our depth is. We are, oh, I don't know if you can see that. That big line right there at the edge, that is a 1/4 inch. We are just there. I think it'll be fine. I think. I hope. We'll see. Worst case, you get to see me be sad. And then do it again. So. What I should have done was I should have waxed these pieces here and waxed my table. I waxed my table recently, but I've never waxed these because I don't want the wax transferring. But I should have waxed these. But here we go. Okay, I don't think that's deep enough to really cause any structural issues. I can't even flex that with squeezing it. So, but I should be able to get quite a good mechanical bond with that glue. I call it a mechanical bond. It's probably not, but I should get a good glue bond. So. Fingers crossed. And I don't think we really need to go any deeper. I think a 1/4 inch is I think a 1/4 inch will be perfect. So, all right. Let's do the next one. That one is done. This one has to go this way. In and down. Not too shabby. Now I bet you Steve from My Honey's Handmade, I bet he's got a hand plane. They could just rip these out real quick and in a hurry. But I do not. mistakes. Thus far. Alright, last one. If this last one messes up, we got to do 2 more. 2 whole new rails, because I want the grain to match top and bottom. So, stop this side out. Looking pretty good. Got that nice groove down there. Try to line it up so you can see that. Maybe put something on the other side. Man, this is really hard trying to do this backwards. There you go. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's one done. Now, we should, if I did my stuff correctly, and it does seem like I did, we should be able to run the maple the same way. Now, I should have done this 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, but kind of thinking that might be taking a little too big of a bite out of it, because it is hard. Giggity. But don't remember how my grain was. Okay, right there. That's my grain, and then this piece must have come off of this end. Nope. Okay, did I flip these two? Did not come off of that end. Did not come off of that end. Did I turn this? Or did I have this one? Alright, this one's okay. So what I need to do is I need to line up my grain first, so that I can have. I really actually it probably doesn't matter, because I'm just looking at the coloration. You're not gonna these aren't gonna line up end to end. You're just gonna see the color. That's why I had the 2 different boards. So we'll pick a face. One side in, one side out. And so I've got an extra, and we're going to, that's my extra. That's my extra. Oh! No, alright. Alrighty. So I'm going to run a test and see if I can do this in one pass. Hey Steve, how you doing? I don't know. This router may or may not be able to handle it. But if I can't do it in one pass without causing any issues, I'll drop the router bit down. can do it in one pass. It wasn't fucking happy about it, but I can do it. I should probably do it in 2 passes. But we're going to see what happens. And I only have 9 minutes until my self-imposed deadline of turning off loud tools, and this gets really loud when I'm cutting. So, here's what I need to do. I need 4 pieces. My 2 outside pieces need 1 groove. My 2 inside pieces need a groove on each side. So when I do that, I need to make sure I flip it end over end so I can account for that tiny little bit of not off center. Okay? Or not centered. Really should do it in 2 passes. So, you know what? Let's do it in 2 passes. Let's just... The clamps are moving. See where that puts me. Yeah. That should be much more gooder. Now, it's also hard maple, which is a lot harder than cherry. So, alright. So we're going to put a groove down this side. I don't remember if these are the width that they need to be. Do I have to cut these down? I'm at 4.5 to the plans. I do have to cut them down. I've got to cut them down to 3-inch. Half at 1 pass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a groove down one side of all my pieces, and then that way I have my groove started. We're not going to touch anything. Tomorrow we will. No, you know what? No. We're gonna. I don't want to go past my 8 o'clock deadline. So we're going to not do that. We'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, when I get home from my day job, fixing broken stuff, we are going to do a pass down one side of all of my maple pieces, and then we're going to hit the table saw, cut them down to final length or final width, and then we're going to do the other pass. And well, we'll do the other side, and then we'll raise the bit up and do the final pass on all 4 sides, or all the sides. But I'm not going to touch anything, so that way nothing gets moved. But I think clean this. Look at that. It's clear in here now. Minimize my stream. Alright. But I can turn my fan off. I can have a drink. Feel like I earned it. That was super stressful. Doing these. And so I should if I did this the right way, boy, I really hope I did this the right way. Did I just turn around? There we go. All right. My grain still matches. Gotta hold these together. My grain still lines up. And let's not break anything. Yay! Thick side to thick side, thin side to thin side. Yay! What's up, Outride player? How you doing, bud? Yay! Okay. This is side 2. Put these over here so they don't get damaged. Now, either I did it right or I did it wrong. Either way, it doesn't matter. They line up. So, we're going to go ahead and pretend that I'm a genius and I did it right. Probably entirely by accident, because I have no idea what I'm doing 99% of the time. 17-year-old entrepreneur from India working on a flying car. Sweet. Get her done. Now forgotten and miffed on where he put them. Right there. Man, didn't really get a whole lot accomplished today, but we're making steps. And since I only have about 2 hours to do any kind of machine work during the week, I feel like we're making steady progress. With the black walnut plane cut into sections, we got our runners routed out. Now that I think about it, I think I did do those wrong. I should have flipped one end over end with the same side out. No. I don't know. They line up now. I'm not going to think about it anymore. It works. However I did it wrong, it still came out to the proper result. So, no point in rethinking about it. Or it's wrong and that small distance is all that matters. Because I got it so close because I'm awesome. Only the prototype remains. Okay, you're talking about your flying car thing? Get to it. The world can't advance without people doing something. So, all right, Alan. We'll catch you tomorrow, buddy. Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. Just going to wind down for a few minutes, finish my drink, and then this much. Finish my drink, and then shoot the breeze for a few minutes here. And head inside for my dinner. And a shower. I think tomorrow we can get all the maple milled up. And get that finalized, at least the grooves done, and the cut to final width. I think it'll be great. I don't know what that little face is. It's a cool looking little face. Looks like an angry Mario with a Pinocchio nose. Yeah, I'm surprised too. I think Bucci Beck's I think she started day drinking after she got off work because of the cold. You speak Hindi, but you don't understand English. I don't speak Hindi. So and then Steph, I don't know, she might still be working. I'm from Pennsylvania in the USA. I'll tell Steph to make sure she gets in the live tomorrow. I'll snap Booch and tell her to get in there too. That way, you're not the only one busting my chops. I was thinking the same thing, Grass. Type's pretty good English. It's the internet. We can pretend to be whatever we want. Although we do have Google Translate. Oh, man. Well, I say, we're getting there. The pile of parts is not really getting smaller, but the pieces are getting smaller. That's how my flag hangs. I can't make it hang flat. It doesn't hang flat. It's just a 3/8 inch dowel sticking in a 5/16 hole. It's okay. It's okay. I am not offended by it. And since it's my flag, I think I'm going to go ahead and say it's okay. Might need to get that checked out. I'm assuming that's an Indian flag. Then again, I don't know. I'm rather ignorant when it comes to the world. I shouldn't say ignorant. I am indifferent, I guess. I don't spend a whole lot of time learning about other stuff. Except for the Roman Empire, because by George, they're the best. Pump is working backwards on you? I'm not sure I understand that. Oh, I did. I did find... Oh, your parts are getting smaller. I got it now. I got it. I did look into turning my fridge into a kegerator. And here's what I came up with. It will be much simpler and cleaner because it won't have dust all over it. If I just put the tap in the keg and put the whole thing in the fridge and just open the door, get my beer, and be done. Then again, every time I open the door in the summer, it'll let warm air hit my keg. I don't know if that's okay. I know I can punch a hole in the side, but I have a toolbox right there, and I have like brooms and stuff on the other side. So I think for now at least, I think I'll just leave it inside. Cause let's be honest, it's coming up to drinking weather, like in general, and cases of beer take up a lot of space. Now, alternatively, I will have to have cases because I'm not taking the fridge out to the back lot. Ooh, a small fridge. I could do that. I could. One of the mini fridges. I didn't even think about that. That's brilliant, Grass. That's brilliant. And then I can still put cases in there and booze. I like the way you think. I'm going to do that. What do I think about India? Can I write to you in chat? I cannot. I think India doesn't care what I think. So, but on that note, it is past 8 o'clock. It's time for me to hit the showers and get some food in me. So, I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Probably making the same amount of noise. I like it. I like it. Hi, Mrs. F. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I am going to put power out there, so I could just have a mini fridge out there. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Julie, before you leave, so we got our black walnut planed down, cut to rough dimensions, and we put grooves in our runners, our 4 side pieces, the top and bottom rails. And tomorrow we will do our maple pieces. We're going to do our grooves, cut them down to final width, and then do the grooves on the other side, on the ones that need the grooves. So, and then we've got to get our grooving done. It's not going to be grooves, it's going to be tongues done on the black walnut and on the tops of these. This tongue has to match that groove so it can slot into the yeah, I knew it. So it can slide into the cherry. And then we can dry assemble our, well, we'll get everything cut to length, obviously, because this is too long. Then we can dry assemble our sides. And that puts us way closer to assembly. Like, we're getting there. We're getting there. 2 hours at a time, we're getting there. Well, it's probably not even 2 hours. It's probably more like an hour and a half at a time. But we're getting there. The project's coming along a lot quicker than I thought it would. I fully expected this to take, this process I fully expected to take a couple of weeks. But looks like we're on track to maybe start dry fitting stuff this weekend. So, I did pop into Justin's stream a little bit ago. He had one going earlier. I popped in, gave him a thumbs up, popped out. I tried to hop into everybody's streams earlier. Was it Justin earlier? Pretty sure it was Justin earlier. Maybe it wasn't. I'm sorry. Oh, he's still going? Okay. I tried to hop in throughout the day for everybody that was going live and at least give the thumbs up for everyone. But, alright guys. It sounds like I've got some streams to watch. And, some support to give. And Turner should be going live any minute now. So, y'all have a good night. And I will catch you all later on. Alright, thanks guys.